Good morning, YouTube. It's Trader Rob. Today is Tuesday, January 27th. Took a loser here in gold this morning. Had mapped out a nice setup here that I did not take. Nice rejection off of my area. Mapped out a nice, what I consider to be a really nice trade here. I did not like this earlier sweep of TP2. Should have probably listened to me. I was only targeting TP1 based on this sweep here, and we pretty much bottom ticked straight back right to where we were looking at. So that kind of hurt to start off the morning. We do have, let me see if I can get rid of this here really quick. The IB. Got an area here on the NQ. Low volume pocket right here. Very, very interested to see right here at the 940s to the 932s. Got a kind of feeling here that there might be some trapped buyers sitting right there. And then we've got another area here where we've got strong buyers that I would be looking for a possible reversal back up to the upside, pretty much from the 866s to the 861. So we'll see. And then we've got still our setup here on the NQ for a short at the 26,118, targeting the 26,112 and the 104 with a stop at the 126. And that's been a setup we've had sitting here for a while. So let's see what the market wants to do here this morning. ES setup from yesterday worked out really nicely. If I can tapped right into that 5-minute level that we were talking about yesterday ad nauseum at the 69.73 area. Tapped right into it and got a strong move to the upside. Now, I had put a question out in my Discord as to, hey, what are some good things? What are some good things about this trade setup, and then what are some negatives to this trade setup? So the positives here were you did have a very nice 5-minute level formed right here. So right here would have been your 5-minute level. Nice impulsive move, break of structure, everything that I'm looking for in my setups. Now, some cons to this setup. One was we were in a very kind of sweepy area here. And you can see how we did sweep. I put the circle here. We came right back down at about 10:30. We swept right off of that. And then if you look at the setup, it was in a very low volume area. So that would also be kind of a strike against it. So the strongest thing is that we had a very impulsive move off of my level. But not a perfect A+ setup in my opinion. So I can get rid of this one. I did not take that trade. I think that trade happened at about 4 o'clock. All right, we get rid of that. These are other setups here. So we'll take a look at price action here. Take a look at the NQ. Down to the 1 minute here. Morning, Anna. Morning, Coach Cleats. Let's see what kind of reaction we get here. I want to see them defend here a little bit. I think the sellers have got this. All right, incoming move on gold here. Entry at the 5061.8. Let's see if I can get this set up here. 5061.8 with a... Why is this not? There we go. Let's get this ready. 5061.8 targeting the 5064.8 and TP2 at the 5067.4 with a stop at the 5058.3. This guy, that was old. Haven't gotten really any entry confirmation on the NQ yet. We're in gold. Almost at TP1 there. Come on. Take it. Take it, buddy. Nice. TP1. Let's go TP2. Go TP2, buddy. Yo. Oh, man. And Q's giving me a sign here to go long. Let's see how this reacts here a little bit. All right. I'm long on the NQ here. Buyers, I think, stepped up pretty strongly. So my target's at the 25,979. And my stop is actually going to have to be right over here. My stop's at the 25,917. Got some news at 9 a.m. So about 15 points there. Slam down. I'd like to see the buyers come in a little stronger. Let's go. $17 points. Let's go. Give me a little strong push here. $20 points. Let's go. Knock it. Nice job. Nice job. Let's go. Let's go. That was a 30-point winner right there. Nicely done. Get me back out of that hole of $1,200 from the early morning. All right, so let's update our trade results here. So that's 2 winners, 1 loser. Anybody in the green? Let's go. Let's hear it. Beautiful. Nice and Q. All right, that was a nice one. Morning, Key. Let's take a look at the ES. ES has got a setup here. We talked about this one. Let's see, what day was it? 25th, so that would have been Friday? No. Today's the 27th. Is today, yeah, that would have been Monday. So yesterday. Assuming this is yesterday. Doesn't feel like yesterday. It feels like we'd mapped out the one earlier up here. Let's get rid of that. Anyways. So we got a setup here at the 69.57. Got a few issues with this guy. So we've got the 45-day point of control sitting pretty much right above the 69.60. So this is going to be a pretty big fight right here. So on the 5-minute, let me jump down to the 1 minute so we can start from there. Duke. scroll over here a little. So kind of just to build some context here so you guys can understand. Oh, man, that was difficult. So when I have so many of these setups on my thing, my scaling kind of sucks, but okay. So we've got a 1 minute. So I'm just going to leave the 1 minute as this 69.55 white line right now, dotted. So this is obviously a very low time frame break of structure. It's in an area of a lot of volume. Obviously, you can see in the high volume node right here, sitting very nicely as far as how I like to see things on the volume profile. That's the 1 minute picture. Now, if we jump to the 5 minute picture, and I know there's a feature to go to where I want to go quicker, but so we would have had a 5 minute level right down here, but you can see how volume swept the shit out of all of this big meat of volume sitting right here. This is why the candlesticks will really tell you a lot of the picture. Even if you take away your volume tools, you could still make a pretty good assumption with just candlesticks. So it did sweep a good amount of volume sitting right here, but it swept volume down here in this shaded area where my entry is at is pretty much at the top part of this volume profile. And then if I switch over to the 15 minute, I think the picture looks a little worse, but let me see. Yeah. So on the 15 minute, we really don't even have a level here. Okay, which is it's not a criteria. You would want to have at least a 5 or a 1 minute. But if you do have a 1 minute, I would have liked to seen the 5 minutes really not tap into anything here. So kind of a difficult setup here. I'm mainly going to be using this as kind of a reference with a footprint confirmation to see how we react right here. And then we've got, that should coincide with this. Yes, it does. But we did have a pretty strong impulsive move out of here. So I'm going to be interested to see at least what happens when price action comes back down there. But hopefully that gives you kind of an indication as to what I'm looking at. Nice trading gold. Should have probably targeted my TP2. It had no reason not to. But it's okay. All right, let's see what the NQ did a really good job of balancing out this volume down. You can see this represented right here. I could use my rectangle. Got to use my rectangle tool for the first time yesterday. Never really used this guy. So we had impulsive move that broke structure, right? But you can see that the base of our impulsive move right here got swept right there on this candle. Then you can see that this candle wicked back into pretty much halfway through this candle as well. So they've done a pretty decent job of balancing out volume to the downside. And then to the upside, I really can't find anything because, again, they tapped into this volume right here. They balanced this all out. And even the origination of this move right here was pretty balanced. So, and here's another good trick for you. You know, if you're going to be targeting, like, let's just say that this was a level right here, which is not, but if it was, if you see that you've got a wick that is more than 50% of that bar, of your origination bar, that to me is a pretty balanced volume. Typically, these moves to the upside will not break structure, okay? They will need to retest volume to break structure because these moves are usually not the strongest. And again, these are just small clues that I'm giving you guys to, if you guys just have candlesticks on your chart, they will tell you a pretty big piece of the puzzle. Key, seems like the form doesn't like my telephone number. Hopefully you're not putting a 1-800 number in there. No, it should be fine. I mean, every single member's got their phone in there. Just make sure you're not adding like a parentheses or a hyphen or anything. Thanks, Keith. Thanks, Karen. Still got a ways to go. Again, this is just my thesis of the morning, but right now, to me, looks like we've got a bigger downplay. I think they're going to want to retest this 25,870 area. We're kind of running out of volume up here as well, so they might make up one more push up here to volume or to take out some stops, and then I can possibly see a pretty decent move to the downside here. At least that's my thought. But we're gonna need some more confirmation on that. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Well, pretty strong showing here by the bulls here. So they got the 60s. That's, I mean, I don't really see much to the top side here. They could just go for that, but morning, Nate. All right, so just a recap of the morning trades. Got my hand in the cookie jar on the first gold trade. Got pretty much wicked out of that trade just to see TP1 and TP2 get hit. That kind of sucked. I believe the second gold trade came before the NQ. Yeah, it did. Took a nice gold trade there. Second for the second trade of the morning, and then took a 30-point winner on the NQ. Finally saw the buyers step up here. So on this move to the downside, you know, my initial thesis based on the low volume right here was that buyers could get trapped here. So did not get any type of footprint confirmation on a trapped scenario where I get a red footprint candle and then positive delta. But I sure as shit got a green footprint here with a lot of negative delta. So that told me right there that the sellers were trapped right here. And that's where I ended up taking my long. Let's jump down to the 5-minute here. Let's see what we see. That 5-minute level right imagery right there. The one. All right, so they just tapped into those 2060s. Let's see now what they want to do here. Take a look at a setup here on gold. This is kind of a big stop, which is the reason why I don't really love it. But we got an entry at the 5021.7, targeting the 5025.4 and the 5029.8. Don't love the stop, obviously. But I think that's what it's going to need. Pretty impressive move by the Bulls here. Looks like they ran out of steam here, or they're just conducting some auctions. A little breathing room here. So consumer confidence came in way lower than expected. Forecasting of a 91 rating, they got an 84.5. Trump at market close. I did not see that. Oh yeah, Trump speaks. 3 o'clock. Central Time. Does anybody know what he's talking about? It's Trump. Speaking about today. Trump to discuss economy in Iowa speech. Trump to discuss energy. Yeah. Morning, R-Shark. This is an interesting little piece of nugget. Negative 1,300 contracts right here. Okay. So maybe that 60 line that I had marked off, maybe that's what they wanted to target. Let's see. This will show a lot here. How the next couple hours might play out on the NQ. So quick programming note, no stream Friday or Monday on YouTube. I will be out of town and my just my internet connection where I'm going to be traveling to, I just don't think is going to be the greatest, so. I know, it's a bummer. It's a bummer for me too. I enjoy this a lot. More than what I thought I would enjoy it. Like I said, this is going to tell a lot right here. If they can overcome this, they got a pretty big move here. This was just a manipulation candle. Good job, Bulls. Nothing really going on in gold. Yes, not much. All right, we'll stay here on the NQ. All right, did a poll here. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, the Seahawks or the Patriots? Kind of make a case for both. From the beginning, I've been saying the Seahawks were the team that scared me the most. Patriots have been playing really well. I think I'm going to give the slight advantage to the Seahawks here. I've been saying it from the beginning. And if you haven't liked the stream, guys, I'd appreciate a like on the stream. Did update my floating banner at the bottom. Lucid is at 40% off until March. It's kind of nice. They give you a pretty good time window. Tradeify right now is at 30% off. Take Profit Traders 40% off with no activation fee. Apex right now is just at 50% off. But Apex is also coming off of some pretty big discounts. I don't know, to me this looks like position stacking up here. My thesis still stands. I think we're gonna see the IB low get tapped into here today. Could be wrong, but yeah, I mean, so you've had a few headlines come out Marcel, you've had a few headlines come out with like AI technology that's, I think, had some effect on Microsoft and Nvidia. So to me, what I see is I see the NQ being a little bit more jumpier, obviously, than the ES in that regard. But overall, direction-wise, the NQ and the ES are still pretty correlated right now. Excuse me, another little setup here on the in gold at the 50-55.5, targeting the 57.5 and the 59.5, with the stop at the 50-52.2. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. What time is it right now in Germany? Alright, so it looks like Seahawks are the favorite. Let's go put some money on it. Let's see what the odds are on the Seahawks. I would think the Seahawks have to be favorited. Seahawks and 4.5 point spread. That's a tough spread. A little more than a field goal. I don't like that one. I think the Patriots either put up a game or they get blown out. But they've been playing really well. Okay. It's amazing how well gold reacts to volume. So thin though. All right, 4 minutes here for IB. Let's see. Let's add this guy up here. Nope. There. Here. Do the IB 74s. There's Ivy Low, 25,917. What did I say? I said that it would, I have a feeling that this IB low is going to get tapped here today. Let's take a look. Let's check my email. I didn't see anything from Apex yet. But let's take a look. Harmon got an Apex eval at 90% off, but I didn't get any email, nor is it on their website. Let me log in. Yeah. Goes down to 90%. Why the freak wasn't I notified of that? Breaking news in real time. Okay. Let me update that then. I say Apex should just keep it at 80% and just run it like that forever. My thoughts. Harmon, thanks for the update, buddy. So Apex is 90% off currently. You can always use code TraderRab. You don't have to. That's one way to support the channel. Let's go, Bulls. Let's see what you got here. You got a good piece of a good amount of volume sitting at the IB high. Nothing super crazy above it. The 26-100s. That seems a little far-fetched. Don't have my yeah, we probably tapped into it, didn't we? No, not yet. See if we get a confirmation candle here. No, they flipped that to negative delta here. That's not good enough for me. They did get a flip there, but it did not flip. It flipped on the top side of the IB here, so not a trade for me yet. This could be a continuation out of the upside. I like that. I like the long here, to be honest with you. I'm going into a pretty good amount of supply. Alright, if they flip this green, I'm gonna go long. Actually, you almost feel like going long right here. Let's see. A lot of negative delta. All right, I'm in. So they're gonna probably, they got to get through the 85s. After that, it's probably the hundreds, from what I see. Go. 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 That's a good push there. Now they came in much stronger now. Let's see if they can get a push here. Come on. I think I'm going to take my 10 points there. Get out a little earlier than I wanted to. Most likely they target the 26-100s, but we're also going right into some walls right here that I really don't want to take some drawdown on. Only like 7.5 points. Could have got a lot more than that. So this flip right here doesn't bode very well either. My options here were to go to break even, or once I saw a lot of negative delta coming in here, I knew we were going to see a little bit of resistance, even though I do feel that they have to balance out the 26-100s. I just don't know if I would have had the bullets there. Yeah, my stop was down here. I don't know. I'm happy with that trade. It was kind of a small base hit, but plus 1900 for the day. Not bad. Especially being down 1200 start. So good example here of a of how I like to trade my footprints. So coming into this IB high, and the only reason why I like the IB high is because there's usually a good amount of volume stacked up at the IB high, because that's where the obviously the high of the first hour of the morning trading. So that was your peak from today. You almost had a double top there. And then let me go back here. So on the initial tap, we had a lot of positive delta. We did get a red footprint candle, which most people would have got short there. But we had negative delta, so that for me is not a confirmation. I would need to see positive delta to take a short right there. Next candle was a green footprint. Next one was a red footprint candle with positive delta. So this would have been a flip, but we did not close below the IB high. So we closed above the IB high. Next one, what do we get? We get a close through the IB high to the top side, negative 45 delta, green footprint. This is my confirmation. That was my entry. And then we got another stronger flip right here, 135. This gave me some good feelings there. But then we started getting a bit of resistance. Now, yeah, I could have probably gotten another, I don't know, maybe 5 points out of that trade to get it closer to the 15-point winner. But that was my confirmation to take the long there. And like I said, my theory here is that it hits the 26-100. Just makes the most sense. Did lose my limit order by closing out that trade. We target right there. Take a look at gold. Nothing in gold. Buyers are doing a pretty damn good job, though. Not necessarily, no. No, I didn't say anything about a short at the 26-100 yet. This is just an area that they got to balance out, and they've got enough auction theory to balance this out for sure. It's definitely the most logical place. And I am debating on maybe moving over to my footprint, my 20 range footprint on this NQ. I just don't think it's going to give me the opportunity to take that trade on a footprint with the 20. I think it's going to come pretty quick. I'm gonna listen to my gut. I'm gonna go footprint on this one. Let's see what happens here. Looks like they're retesting the IB here again. It bounced right off the IB right here at the 74, 75-ish right here. Let's see if we got a continuation. That was a continuation right through the IB. Interesting. We could have a sell-off here. It's a good question. I don't really have a great answer for you, Key. I've had a resting limit order there for probably a day and a half at the 26,118. My P&L is not influencing my decision because it really doesn't matter to me, you know, win or lose. I just want to take my trades. Buyers have been definitely showing some pretty strong resilience here this morning. I don't know, I guess the worst answer I can give you is my gut. I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable on that trade with a footprint confirmation. Pretty much have told myself on the NQ and gold just to leave resting limit orders. It's going to be your best bet to get into these tap and goes that are so popular with my strategy. Key, another thought that you can do is register without the number, and then I could put the number into your account for you. Yeah, there's a checkbox underneath it that says if you grant access. So I would just complete the form without the number, and then I can always put the number in on my admin portal side. All right, YouTube, I think I'm going to call it a morning. Pretty successful one. 2 nice trading days to start off the week here. Pretty much both days, probably up about $4 here on Monday, Tuesday, which is nice. It's a great way to start the week here. Remember, no stream Friday or Monday. I know I apologize in advance, but I'm going to be traveling, and I know my internet connection will not... Actually, I don't know if it's going to be good enough or not, so I'm just going to say we're not going to be streaming on Friday or Monday. Stay patient out there, guys, and if you, again, if you're thinking about purchasing any type of evals, it's one way to support the channel, and I truly do appreciate it. You can use code Trader Rob. Pretty big on the Lucid trading right now. I think that, I don't know, I find it to be the closest thing to Top Steps model, and still being able to use Trade of 8 and Ninja, which I think for me is a huge plus. I am still in the evals. I purchased 2 evals, 2 flex. I'm sorry, 3 flex. I'm sorry, 2 flex, 1 pro. I made a mistake on the pro, and ended up blowing the pro, but the 2 flex right now are plus... One's plus 1,297, the other one's plus 1,300, so about halfway there on those. But today I made about $1,000, so that tells you where that's been. Kind of a nasty Thursday and Friday of last week. Cash is up nicely though today. All the accounts are up about 300 bucks. Try to give me an error message. All right, Key, I'll email you. I got your email, so I'll respond to that. See if I can make that an optional field, which I'm pretty sure I can. All right, everybody. If you are in the green, try to stay in the green. If you're in the red, maybe give yourself one more opportunity to get to break even. And if you're flat, it's not a bad position to be. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys here tomorrow at the market open.